Hello again. I have a great book here. It was given me by a great friend of mine, Martin O'Donoghue. Poor Martin, Lord have mercy on him, he died in May of 2016. A great character, a man who loved railways. He lived in a railway with his lovely wife Susie, Farton Galway, just a few miles to the north of Kinsale. It would have been on the Kinsale-Upton line of the West Cork Railway. And Martin, as you might imagine, was fascinated by railways. And he gave me this book. It's called The Last Journey of William Huskisson by Simon Garfield, published by Faber and Faber. And William Huskisson was the MP for Liverpool. And he saw that the first passenger railway in the world went from his home city of Liverpool to Manchester. A huge achievement back in 1830. Unfortunately, on the day that the railway was opened, Huskisson was killed by the very train that he brought into fruition. He had bad luck with his health all through his life, as we'll read in this extract. We have a lovely beer here tonight. It's called Fox's Rock, and it's brewed in Newry, County Down. It's described as a red ale, 4.5 in volume. Fox's Rock. Oh, that's lovely. Not my first time drinking it. It's a lovely red ale. So, back to William Huskisson. William Huskisson had been advised not to attend the opening of the railway. The Member of Parliament for Liverpool had recently been diagnosed with strangury, a tender inflammation of the kidneys and bladder, lending him a constant but unfulfilled desire to pass water. He had first experienced these symptoms at the funeral of George IV at Windsor in July, when he was forced to seek shade and attention in St. George's Chapel. Huskisson was used to this. In truth, he had drifted into the arena of the unwell not long after his birth. As a child, he was malnourished and frequently laid up with chest complaints. Once, rising from his bed to do schoolwork, he fractured his arm. His horse fell on him just before his marriage. He was flattened by the pole of a carriage at the entrance to Horse Guards. When once in Scotland, at the residence of the Duke of Atholl, he tried to leap the moat, but missed, savagely spraining his ankle and lacerating the tendons of his foot, the wrench of both permanently altering his gait and ensuring it would be many weeks before he was able to travel back to England. A while later, he fell from a horse, and again broke his arm. He snapped it again not long after this time by falling from a carriage. "I do not by any means," wrote his friend George Canning, "like the accounts of the numbness in your arm." And he was right to be concerned. It was a complex fracture, the forebone splitting its entire length, and though many physicians tried to mend it, Huskisson never fully recovered its use. In 1827, Huskisson received what he called a decided attack of inflammation of the trachea, a condition that rendered his voice permanently raspy. His recovery period in France did not begin well. At Calais, he tripped on a cable and lacerated his foot. The accidents were not confined to his side of the family. In the spring of 1799, Huskisson married Emily Milbank, the youngest daughter of Admiral Mark Milbank. Not long after the ceremony, Admiral Milbank, aged 82, plummeted to an exciting and unexpected death by falling over the banisters at his house in Upper Wimpole Street and landing on the marble floor of his hall. Understandably, Huskisson would have failed to detect any humour in this or his own disasters. He was not a particularly humorous man. He was forthright and ambitious, and a man blessed with some vision. So there's the sad tale of the last journey of William Huskisson, and memory of our good friend Martin O'Donoghue, who died just last year. Back to Fox's Rock. A lovely smooth red ale. Thanks for tuning in. See you soon.